Hello, and welcome to Complete Chiropractic Healthcare on the website of Dr. Greg Arnold, www.pitchingdoc.com. I want to start off by wishing everybody a Happy New Year. Hope you all had a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. Today we're going to be discussing a 6-week throwing program to get kids ready for March school tryouts. Now, this program came about because a high school coach contacted me asking me to try to help his program with a 2-day-a-week throwing program to have his kids pitching off the mound by March 1st and throwing 75 to 100 pitches by their first scrimmage on March 17th. So this is the product of that request. Now, the equipment in the program is a weighted jump rope, a set of throwing implements that includes medicine balls, rubber tubing, and doing 2 specific drills in the program called the 2-knee drill and the step behind drill that we'll get to in a few minutes. So when it comes to the number one exercise for your shoulder as a thrower, nothing is better than the weighted jump rope. If you want to learn why, you can read this newsletter that I put together that talks about the weighted jump rope's effect on the rotator cuff. Weighted jump rope should be done at least 4 times a week in season to help maintain rotator cuff strength, enhance recovery, and help minimize injury risk. The base of the program is going to be flat ground throwing. Flat ground throwing is not about arm strength. Long toss is not about arm strength. It's about perfecting the timing of the throwing motion. Just as kids come in here to all these facilities for 3 months and take hundreds and hundreds of swings to perfect the timing of their swing, you need to be throwing at least twice a week to perfect the timing of your throwing motion. A very important concept that we stress here is that there's no cold stretching before you pick up a baseball. Cold stretching has gone the way of the dinosaur. We used to do it all the time, but it's been proven to actually increase risk of injury. The rule that we use here is that unless you're sweating, you don't throw. So you have to make sure that the heart rate is up, core temperature is up, you've broken a sweat, which means the body is warm, and then you can start throwing. So how do we properly warm up before each throwing session? For those who participated in my winter conditioning program, this will look very familiar. The warm-up consists of jump rope and push-ups, but in a very specific way. We start off just with 30 seconds of rope, but we do 5 push-ups, but we use a count of 2 on the way down with a count of 1 back to the starting position. We then increase to 45 seconds, and while we decrease the push-up amount, we increase the count to the floor. So we eventually go from 2 to 3 and then to 5. And the purpose is that by focusing on the negative, by lowering to the ground, we actually help strengthen the shoulder and the chest to better handle the late cocking position when we throw a baseball. A very important note about the proper form of the push-up needs to be with the elbows tucked to the side. Okay, a lot of people are taught this form when you do push-ups where the elbows are splayed out, and this puts quite a bit of stress on the front of the shoulder. By keeping the elbows tucked to the side like you see here, we decrease the stress on the shoulder, we help protect the shoulder more, and we actually increase the proper use of the arms and the muscle, the muscles in the arm, the muscles in the arm when we're doing the push-up. So the focus, keep the elbows tucked to the side. So the 2 throwing drills that we do is the 2-knee drill and the step behind drill. Rubber tubing, I'm not that big a fan of it. I don't think it's as functional or as good as the weighted jump rope. If you want to do it, you can. I did a newsletter on a 2010 study that showed 4 weeks in youth pitchers to actually help increase velocity. Here are the 2 exercises that I recommend. A third exercise is called the cheerleading tubing exercise that was promoted by the athletic trainer and physical therapist for the Boston Red Sox, Mike Reinhold. You can go to this website, to try to learn more about it. It's a very good exercise, which is why I recommend it. And again, just as we focused on the negative when we did our push-ups, we focus on the negative when we do the tubing exercises. So they recommend a count of 2 and then a count of 1 when you're in the shortening position. And then the medicine ball deceleration program, the best quote by Tom House, you can only accelerate as fast as you can decelerate. So for those of you who need to learn more about the weighted jump rope and the medicine ball program, what you can do is to subscribe to my video library through my website. If you go to the top of the page, you'll see this little link right here which will take you to this site. You can watch a 1-minute video about the pitching library, and you can come down here and click here to subscribe. It's only $20 per year. It'll take you to this part of my website to pay and gain access to the website. So once you do have access to the pitching library, you'll have access to these presentations that are over here on the right, and each presentation includes a PowerPoint presentation along with a handout. So we have a presentation on the weighted jump rope. We also have presentations on the throwing drills that include videos of what they look like. And then finally, the very specifics of the 6-week throwing program are in the video library. So this is the presentation that you'll get, and it starts down here and it goes for 6 weeks. It includes the distances, how many throws you make, the distances, in the 2-knee drill and the step behind drill, when you hop back up on the mound, how many pitches you should be throwing. So it's a very comprehensive 6-week program. Again, includes the proper conditioning, the proper throwing. You also need to learn proper pitching mechanics, which is why that presentation is also in the video library as well. So if you want to go through the specifics of the 6-week program, you do need to subscribe to the video library. So I hope this makes sense. It's very, very important that you try to get your 6 weeks of throwing in before the season starts, because if not, your risk of injury will go up just because you're not properly prepared to throw. It's not so much about pitching as it is about throwing. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my website, pitchingdoc.com, or you can send me an email at pitchingdoc@msn.com. Thank you.